video is brought to you by Letsynthesize Academy, the #1 place for practice-oriented courses for serious music producers.
Hey, the Latson here. If you know me, you know that I'm a very big fan of creating synthesizing drums, and the biggest and I would say the most important part for a heavy and punchy drum is transient. So this is why I was very excited when I saw this plugin that I want to share you tonight, and without further ado, let's jump into it. Okay, so here it is, this very nice little plugin called Carver from Noir Labs. This is the thing. And it is so handy because, you know, its visual feedback is very handful. It's tiny, but its job is loved perfectly. So I loaded up my latest Academy song, Joyride Style Bass House Masterclass. You can check it here if you want to check it. And if I start playing the song, you can see that it automatically recognizes all the transients. So because of that, your job is very easy to decide what you want to do with it. So let me show it to you in action. You can see that with this slider, you can tweak the amount of the transient. So when Carver finds the transient, you can boost it heavily. So 100% is like a crazy amount of boost on the transient. And the cool thing in this is you can go backwards. So you can basically kill the transient. Almost like a sidechain effect. This can be very helpful in some cases. And the other very handful feature is you can set the length of the transient. So when Carver finds the transient, you can decide how long you want that transient. So if I pull this upper slide called length back to 0, so to a very low value, you basically just work with pulls or so with a very sharp little edge. And again, this can be very helpful, but obviously you want to pull it up a little more if you want to use it in real world situation. Now with the sustain, it is again very helpful because with that you can decide what you want to do with the afterlife of the transient. Let me show it to you. So I'm pulling back the attack. So basically with this you boost up all the information that comes after the transient. And again you can set the length of this afterlife thing. It's a very handy feature, especially if you pull back the attack and crank up the sustain. With this you can achieve a sort of sidechain effect with some boost after the transient or after the kick. It's just so crazy. Now I'm using it on a full song, but obviously it is better to use it, for example, on a drum groove or a percussion loop or any other stuff. But I'm just showing you what it's capable of, so it's very cool. I really love it. I don't need any other transient tweaking plugin after this. I'm not saying this because I'm paid, because this is not a paid video. I just really fell in love into this stuff. And also you can set the sensitivity. So the higher you set the sensitivity, Carver will probably grab other edges too, so not only the transients of your kick drum or snare drum. This can be helpful again in other situations, but you know, this is really great, and if you pull it back, obviously you probably just will tweak only your drums, so the very heavy transients. And we have an output volume. Also don't forget to put the saturation in soft clip mode after it, so not a limiter because it will just kill the transient that you just boosted. So let's see it in work on a drum group. So this is a half-time drum and bass groove. How cool is that? Basically you just keep the kicks and the snares. Okay, so let's pull up the sustain and pull back the attack instead. Okay, let's try another drum group. So basically with this we are replacing the transients of this groove with another loop. Okay, let's drop Carver on this too. So I'm just control drag it too. It's there. So let's use the opposite values. How cool is this? It's awesome. So this is an awesome plugin. I'm very inspired with this. And if you want to check it, you can check it in the description. And also don't forget to check my academy for full masterclasses on different styles. Click here. Peace.